there, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are here, and this video will actually be the video that rounds up the uploads for today, but don't fret, I'll be back another day. Well, that's so cute and clever. Look, it's been a full day of recording and filming and all that good stuff, and look, I'm here for it. It's fun, it's nice, and it's actually uplifting my spirit just a little bit because I'm a little sad about this particular sharing right here, and I don't know why, because I understand, you know, he did wrong, and because he did wrong, he's now got to pay the consequence of that. But it still makes me a little sad, and that is of our one and only resident RHOA alum. Yes, one Mr. Peter Thomas. Oh yeah, Mr. Peter Thomas, Mr. Peter Thomas. It looks like all of his shenanigans, for lack of another term at this point, has finally caught up with him. I've actually done some videos in regards to what has been coming his direction for a little while now, what he's been going through in the legal way of things for quite some time. And it's just now, here we are, right? So apparently, Peter Thomas has checked into prison, and of course, if you have been following along, you will know that, you know, Peter has been pretty much plagued with legal issues for quite some time. We've been hearing lots of different things, you know, issues from taxes to not paying people, allegedly anyways, and just one thing after another. And it seemed to be always some kind of issue or situation after he had, you know, built up one of his bar one or restaurants that he was running at the time. The last time that we got to see Peter, barring no pun intended, the issues he's been going through on an actual franchise, was RHOP, and that was a couple of seasons ago. Remember when he had that little connection with Mia and conversation with her, and I guess he's supposed to be really cool with her and Gordon, and then that ended up turning into some kind of an issue as well. Nevertheless, that was probably the last time I think we saw Peter in, you know, I don't want to say happier times, but definitely not dealing with this situation that he's going through right now. So as we know, the law caught up to him, and he had basically had been charged with and then convicted of $2.5 million what is it, lapse on paying payroll taxes. And you can't play with that when it comes to employee payroll taxes. You must pay them. And so therefore, you know, along with everything else, it just kind of caught up to him. Now, one thing about Peter is that when it came down to the situation at hand, he had already been kind of preparing himself that this was going to be what was going to take place, and that he, you know, basically was taking responsibility for it, which is a lot better than some other people we have known that has taken the trip to, you know, the old camp area. As far as the RHOA, or any, not even just RHOA, but RHOA definitely has had their share already, and you know, others as well, like what is it, New Jersey had someone, hell, even New York, Luann, right? You know, she had some issues there as well. So, you know, every one of the franchises, I think, has probably had a little bit of something. So it's just sad, though, to see when you have individuals that are actually going in for quite some time. Like, you know, Real Housewives of Potomac's Karen Huger, who was currently serving a year in her sentencing for the situation that she was dealing with and was convicted of. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the details in regards to him checking in, because I think this is probably going to be a while before we hear from Peter. So let's see what he had to say, and let's see what the details are surrounding his checking in. And apparently there was some warning attached to it as well. So let's just go ahead and dive right on in. Now, this sharing is coming to us by way of Reality Tea and Newsbreak, and it shares that RHOA alum Peter Thomas checks in at prison with warning. Now, clankety clank, another reality star has entered the federal prison system. Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Peter Thomas just turned himself in to serve an 18-month sentence. The ex-husband of Cynthia Bailey took a plea deal for his role in a tax fraud scheme. Now the disgraced restaurateur has a warning for anyone who is thinking about following his footsteps. I can tell you right now, I'm sure the warning is don't. All right, so Peter Thomas says the law is the law before his prison stay. Of course, Peter is no stranger to financial problems, having faced multiple lawsuits and closures over the years for his various businesses. It all caught up to him last year when federal prosecutors accused him of stealing $2.5 million of payroll taxes from his employees. Now, the prosecutor said Tom's flagrantly violation of his federal payroll tax obligations over many years that served to unjustly enrich his companies and himself by more than $2.5 million and deprive the federal government funds used to provide important retirement and disability benefits to employees. Now, Peter wound up taking a plea deal, meaning that he only has to serve 18 months in prison. He kicked off Memorial Day weekend 2025 by surrendering himself to the Federal Bureau of Prisons. He shared a photo from outside the prison alongside with a message for other aspiring business owners. All my people told me not to post this, that I am crazy if I do. I am not crazy, just real as well, you know what, Peter wrote on Instagram. Anytime a post starts with a caption like that, you know you're in for a doozy. Sure enough, Peter went on to type up a lengthy caption urging other business owners to pay their taxes. He doesn't want to see other entrepreneurs wind up behind bars like him. The first thing I must say to all new business owners, please pay that withholding tax. You do not want to be in the position that I am right now. The law is the law, he added. According to Peter, who was 64 years old, imagine that, 64 years old, going into a stint in prison for 18 months. The next 18 months are going to be a new chapter in his life. He said he wants to be an example of accountability and responsibility for his 3 Black sons. After sharing that touching message, Cynthia's ex was whisked away to carry out his sentence. He will forever be connected to Cynthia, no matter how many men she, moves on with, or how many women he moves on with, or how many husbands she may have subsequently, vice versa. He's always going to be connected to her. So basically, we'll see you in 2026, Peter. Now, The Real Housewives of Atlanta airs, of course, on Sundays, and it currently is at 8 p.m., 7 Central, 8 p.m. being Eastern on Bravo. And so I've got a question for you, as well as the question in here, which I think is a good one. Do you have any words of support for Peter as he begins his new chapter? And do you think he will have to serve his full 18-month sentence? Of course, the post for the RHOA alum Peter Thomas checks in at prison with a warning appeared first on Reality T. Well, personally, I would say, do I have any words of support for Peter? Definitely good luck, because, whether it is for a short period of time or a long stint of time, this is not the place I'm sure he wants to be. And I hate that for him. And time in prison, I'm sure would be just like you would if you were in a certain position running this particular country or any other country, things age you really quickly. And I just don't know. 64 years old is, pretty senior to be stepping into the walls of that type of environment. So I just hope and pray that he does make it out, everything and also intact, and is able to move forward with his life, whatever that may be, after this time frame. And do I think he's going to serve the first 18 months, the full 18 months? I don't think so. Personally, I think some point you'll start to see, time being, chopped off a little bit, just like it's been for, what's her name? What's the one that's, oh gosh, I'm just drawing a blank. What is that girl's name? And she, she's got herself a really doozy of a case too. Oh gosh, what is her name? The one on Salt Lake City. I can't think of her name. It's not Jennifer, is it? Oh, I can't think of her name, but the lady from Salt Lake City. That is so wild, because usually I can remember her name. But anywho, is gone to federal prison herself, and she started off with quite a lengthy sentence, and it's been chopped off and chopped off and chopped off, and I think she's at like 5 or 6 years and some change at this point. So, each year seems like she gets a little bit more time shaved off. So I think that this will be the same for Peter as well. I don't think he's going to do the full 18 months. I don't think any of them do the full 18 months. And if he does do the full time, I think a portion of it will be done behind bars, and then maybe the rest of it's going to be done as house arrest. So yeah, I would love to know your thoughts and what you think. Definitely, do you think that Peter's going to do the full 18 months? And do you have any parting words for him other than just bye? There's a lot going on, and I just hate it for him that this is the position he's found himself in. And I do wish him well. I would never wish anything like this on anybody. I mean, the bottom line is at some point things do catch up to you. So, you definitely have to handle the things that you need to handle when it's time to handle them. But with that being said, I think that about wrap it up for this update. I think we're not going to hear from Peter for a while now. So, if there's an update to the situation, I think the next one's going to be him either getting reduced time or when he's actually released. So with that, I'm going to make sure, that I'll provide that update, of course, because I'm curious to, on his trail to see how he does and how he journeys out of this situation as well. So with that, I think I'm going to bid you adieu. And whoo, that was a little bit of thundering, and that was a loud one. We've been having storms galore here. And if you're having issues with that too, ooh, take cover and be safe for sure. But yeah, I think that'll about end it for the videos for this uploading day as well. But make sure you keep your notification bells on, because I'll have more videos coming your way tomorrow. And yeah, I'm definitely going to want to know your thoughts, and most certainly just love to have the time spending and hanging out with y'all. So with that, again, I'm going to bid you adieu. If you are new here and you haven't had an opportunity to hit the subscribe button, I hope that you will. And to be part of the family, I would still love to have you. And of course, for those who are already part of the family, thank you so much for your continued listening and viewing support. So yeah, I'm going to bid you adieu. You take care, stay safe, and be blessed. Bye.